Hey, chat. Mhm. If you guys are watching this on hashtag replay gang, please check the description box below. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Becca. B90D. 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 Okay. Let's get my notes. What is this episode called? Something about the entry exits are behind you. I actually like the titles of this. I think it's interesting. All the plane conversation. Uh-oh. You know what? Let me make it big on this side. Because I don't see it. Oh, the nearest exit. I did make it big. There you go. Hold on. Gato has got a hold of a box and now he's ripping it up. I got to take it from him before it makes a mess. You know what? He can make the mess as long as he's not bothering me. Hi, Crystal. Welcome back in. Ram, you're still awake. Yes, it is. I hope there's no emergency landing. Whew, girl, who knows? Who knows? they love them a box. Yeah, it's I have a Swiffer. I'm trying to like figure out better ways to remove his hair out of my life, and so I got a Swiffer. So it's a Swiffer box. So if you hear him crunching on it, do you hear that? I hope not. I'll have a lot to clean up, but at least he's not bothering me. All right, let's get started at the 5-minute mark, and then we'll go from there. Sheena and Forrest. And then we've got Scammer and Scammer. And then we've got Brothers Are Fine and He's Not. And then we've got Laura and Birkin. And Dumb and Dumber. What's Lauren Birkin gonna be? I really like Lauren. I want to call her like Bridget Jones and Bridget Jones and Company. Bridget Jones and Co. Great episode as per usual. I don't have an air purifier. Should I get one? Should I invest? Oh, yeah. Okay. In the last live, I realized I hadn't watched Toe, but caught up on before the 9 days. Oh, great. Hi, Miss Paris. Gotta get everybody who's in the room. Grown ass woman. Hey girl, I ain't seen you in a minute. Look at you being on time. Love that. Love that for us. I missed the mark. All right, let's get started. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated. Welcome to my recap of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 Days, Season 8, Episode 5. The nearest exit may be behind you. My name is Wah. I do recaps of relationship reality TV shows such as 90 Day Fiance, Love After Lockup, Love is Blind. So if you are all interested in that content, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If I'm watching this, you get the hee ha-has and you want to give your girl a tip, there's some options down below. Thank you to those of you who gave me a tip last time. And I haven't said thank you, so thank you now. But otherwise, let's jump right into this episode. Let's start off with Sheena and Forrest, because I mean the truth is by far they are the most interesting couple, and there's a lot of interesting couples on here. So bravo to whoever casted this show. Okay. Now, I'm going to leave this here because this person is androgynous at this point. This person could be your granny. This could be your uncle. I don't know which, or it could be both. But this is the way we're all feeling while watching Molly yell at Forrest. So we start off this episode where Forrest and his boo Sheena are in the marketplace shopping and a sweating and a shopping. And she misled him. She really did. Because she told that man that, don't worry about packing a lot of stuff, babe. We'll go to the marketplace and we'll buy you some clothes. There's so much clothes here that's so cheap. Completely forgetting that this man is 6'3" and her ex was 5'2". And so that's why her ex could just get anything. He's like, I don't even know what I'm going to wear, but I guess I'll wear a banana hammock, which is tighty whities. And so, they're shopping, trying to find him some big boy clothes. Big boy ice. Let me sit this big boy in your life. That's right. I want your body. Need your body. Long as you got me, you don't need nobody. You want it, I buy. You know what I mean? That's the energy they're giving me. She said, you want it, I'll buy it. Let me put this big boy in your life. Okay. So I'm really rooting for these two because I just, I like them. So anyways, they can't find any clothes for him. And he's like, I'm really regretting not coming here with any kind of clothes or just like 2 shirts and some underwear. So he's too hot. And he's like, babes, can we sit down? And she's like, yeah, babe, we could sit. I can't wait until the cameras aren't around because she does have like an awkward, like repeating thing that she does. He's like, let's sit. She's like, okay, babe. Yeah, let's sit, babe. Let's sit. And so he's like, yeah, babe. And he like, let me hold your hands when I say this, babe. So, oh my God, I can't wait till we meet your parents tomorrow because I'm so excited for you to cut them off and let them know that they won't be stealing from you anymore. And she's like, and here's what it is. Here's what happened is that Sheena is somebody who doesn't want to let other people down. She doesn't feel like she has much control in her life, and she definitely doesn't want to let people down. So in the moment, she tells people what they want to hear, or she tells them things to get them off of her back as a way of self-preservation. And he's like, it's time to confront your parents and cut them off. Because she has led him to believe that in the story of why she's unable to save money, her parents are the big bad wolf. Now, I'm a person who has parentage outside of the country, and I'm a person who has parentage inside of the country that is different than what we're fed on TV, right? And a lot of times when you live in a real ass family, people will say things like, get out of my house. If it weren't for me, you'd be living on the streets. They say things like that, but they don't necessarily mean it. And so it sounds like she has taken something that they have said to her, pseudo out of context, to explain why she has to give her money. So Molly and Forrest and Dev have created the scenario in their mind in which her family are some kind of like jailers and or like scammers and or people to not be trusted, and they need to save her from her parents, when really all it is culture. It's the same thing with Sadna from Ginny and Smith. Like, Ginny's like, someone needs to put her in her place, and I'm like, Sadna is in her place at the head of this family, making decisions and doing exactly what she wants to do. That is her place. So for you to put your like American sensibilities on it and then be like, oh, well, they're bad people because they want you to give them money and not save for yourself. It's like, there's no reason why Sheena should have to save. She's not married. She is an unmarried woman living in the home with her family, and culture dictates that as a breadwinner, as somebody who able-bodied and can make money, that she give that money to her family who brought her into this world. And when she tries to withhold, as she's tried to do, they have taken offense to that and said some things to her like, I'm gonna kick you out of this house. I mean, people say worse. People say worse. And so it just really is very unfortunate that like she has created this scenario in which she has these Americans coming to her country talking shit about her family while she's just trying to show them like, a Spanish vanity. Whom someone was like, how old is this? And she's like, I don't know, 1,000 years old. And I said, 1,000-year-old chest of drawers? And you think that it's going to just hold up in this humidity? In this alleyway? Or this like foyer or whatever it is? Like, I wanted to take a picture of it because I knew I was going to like, I knew that when it got said, I was just like, what? What? But anyways, so I'm jumping all over the place. So she says to him, you have to explain your intentions to my family. Like, that's what you have to do. And if my parents approve, it will be easier for us to have a better future, and then I'll be able to go to the US. So she's led this man to believe, because she's awkward and because she doesn't want to let him down and she, whatever, that like her parents don't really matter and all he needs to do is come there and save her and just swoop her and bring her to the US. And she's like, actually, no, like culture dictates that I can't just leave my family. You're going to have to like talk to them and let them know that you're taking their dearly beloved daughter's hand in marriage and going to spirit her away to a better world. And then once we get to the better world, my parents are still going to expect me to send them money, because not only am I the breadwinner here, but then I'm going to America, a place where I can make even more money as a vet or a nurse or something in the medical field. And so they're going to want me to send money back. And until I can get a job to send money back, you're going to have to send money back to them. That's the part we haven't even talked about yet. That's the part we ain't even talked about, is the fact that once she gets to the US, she is still going to have to send money back to her family. And it is piecemeal that she's not explaining this. Not piecemeal. It is wrong that she's giving him this information piecemeal and not just explaining the full picture to him. But it's because she's trying to live in both worlds and she's very, very awkward. So anywho, he's like, I didn't realize I had to have your parents' approval. And, because he doesn't have any respect for them. And I said, silly goose. In every country outside of like, in most countries in the world, honoring your parents is a very big deal. I mean, they would have to be doing like a massive amount of abuse to her for it to not be like, and not emotional abuse. Okay. Emotional abuse doesn't count. It's physical abuse that counts. And they're not physically abusing her that we know of. So like, for you to say that you don't respect them is very American. It's just an American thing to say. And so she's like, also, so that it goes over well because your mom is kind of aggressive, I think it would be better if I presented you to my parents first, because, and you talk to them and you explain your situation to them, and then we bring in your mother. So you got to tell Molly that she can't come. And Forrest is like, oh, humana, she's going to be pissed. And I'm like, yeah, she's going to be pissed, but like, it really isn't her place. She already got here. She already saw Sheena. Sheena already apologized. Her and Deb need to be having their own adventure. So cut to the adventure. Sheena has gone out of her way to show them every historical place. I'm going to tell you right now, if somebody were to come to visit me in California, am I going to take them to a California mission? I don't know where one is. I don't know where. I know we had to do them, and I know it's a big deal in California. There's a lot of missions all over California. If you don't know what a mission is, girl, it's a place where monks live in California. We all, those of us who are millennials who grew up in the 90s, when we were in elementary school and junior high, we had to recreate models of California missions. I think I did one on like San Bernardino or like San Diego. I don't know. I can't take him to a mission. That's very California for me to say that. Okay. Very public school California. I don't know about the private institutions of the Montessori's, but like very public school in California. So it's like I'm like, where would I even take somebody? Would I even be able to show them like, yeah, I could take them to like Koreatown. I could take like we could drive around and look at houses in Hollywood and look at the McMansions and then look at the regular like, like Spanish style homes, you know? But I'm like, we can go to Hollywood Boulevard. We can find my man who's doing Batman on Hollywood Boulevard. We could try to drive around and look at Sean's house because he has a Spanish style home. Him and Aaliyah, see where they're at. Like I'm like, let me give you the 90 Day Fiance tour. So in episode 1 of 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, when Emma and her sister and her brother were driving down the street, they made a right here on Venice and Washington. This is the corner. Like, so she to me is doing a spectacular job showing them around the Philippines. She showed them to Chinatown. She took them to the Spanish area. And then she was like, this chest of drawers is probably 1,000 years old. And that's when I was like, wrong. Like, this is not 1,000 years old. I forgot about those. Thanks to the memory wall. I probably did a San Juan Capistrano mission. Exactly. We all did our mission. We all did it. But anyways, yes, I could take people around Chicago, but I don't know actual facts. I know. So I'm very impressed. That chest of drawer is not 1,000 years old. Great. So then they're driving around and they go to this place called Kahlo where there are a lot of strip clubs. And she's sitting there, she's like, oh, we're in Kahlo now where there's a lot of strip clubs. And I was like, okay, I want to see what it feels like. I'm like, how much money do those girls make? Do they really be in there doing pole tricks, or this is just like a front for a brothel? But anyway, so Molly's like, ooh, she wants to go. And she's like, yeah, we should go. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna go. Like, you're doing too much with the sex stuff in front of my girl, mom. Like, you're doing too much. And she's like, well, there are bodies in everybody's body. And I was like, the strip club in the Philippines might not be the same as a strip club in Oregon, where it's just like, yeah, we go there and have hamburgers, because that's what Dev said. Dev said, I used to go to a strip club every day for lunch to have the hamburgers. They have the best food. And I was like, great. However, in the Philippines, in a decidedly Catholic country, I don't know if the strip clubs are not brothels. I don't know if it's safe to just go. Who knows? But we'll see. Or we won't see. But anyways, Forrest has to shut them down because Molly's like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I don't go to strip clubs in Oregon. Why would I go to a strip club in the Philippines? And I said, exactly. You weirdo sex tourist. Molly, if you don't sit back and stop being silly. And so, she's like, oh my God, this place has so much history. Sometimes me and Dev are walking around and like we pick up a rock and we're like, oh my God, look at this rock. How much history has this rock seen? And I'm like, okay. Or you could look at like a Grand Canyon and think the same thing. But like, yeah, she's like, yeah, God, just so much history. And I love history because we got to learn from history, because history, repeats itself. And if we don't learn from history, then we are destined to, what's the quote? Repeat it. And so we have to hear philosophizing Molly. And I'm like, oh, good. Molly must be a savant in her area. Like her circle of friends, which I don't imagine are many women, must be like, Molly, she is a free, fun thinker. And I think that would be true. But there's still a very, while that thinking is different, is still very narrow. And it's very interesting. So they sit down and they have a conversation about like what the next steps are. And so Forrest knows his mother's going to freak out about not being able to go. And so she says to him, he says to her, Mom, when I go meet Sheena's family, I want to meet them alone on the first time. And she's like, I don't know what her family's gonna do to you. Like, they're just gonna burrow into your brain, take it out, spin it around, and you're gonna come out a zombie just like Sheena. The way that they have demonized this woman's parents is an interesting study. It is a very, very interesting study. It is the I don't know why. I have no idea why they've demonized this woman, this family the way they have. There is nothing to suggest besides, what it is. Like, my parents, they took the money. I'm like, girl, the truth is that Sheena never even saved the money. I mean, the only thing we can think of is maybe they know what her whole paycheck looks like, because do they not? Is she on an allowance? Does the money go into a specific bank account and she gets a certain amount of it? Then you need to save the certain amount you get, because you're able to like walk around and buy things for Forrest and buy food and like do all this thing. You have access to the money somehow. So I mean, if you can save at least $5, a week, a paycheck, something, tell them you're saving it because you want to buy something. Now, I don't know, maybe that's forbidden too, but it's just really interesting that that there's this idea that they're just such demon people. And so she's like, my family are not bad people. And the mother's like, what? They stole your money. She's like, but they're not bad people. And so, she's like, you told me that you were scared of them and that, now you're not keeping your story straight. And so your family's just going to force him to work so that they can make double the money. And I don't want that to be the case because, Forrest is going to, in his mind, he thought he was going to stay in the Philippines. To do what? I don't know. But like, yeah, so she thinks they're gonna go back to the US and live a happy life. And remember when he was at home, he was planning on staying in the Philippines at least sometime without his mother. So I don't know what he thought he was gonna do there, but it's very interesting. So the family's just gonna force you to work, and he's like, he's like, Mom, you're overreacting. Like, I should be able to just go see the family for a day without you because we know that you're going to get there. And she's like, no, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to be very respectful. I'm going to say hello. I'm going to sit down on their couch and I'm going to judge the shit out of them whenever they say and do anything. Also, I want to know if they speak English or not, because Sheena cannot be trusted to be the translator. And then what is Molly going to do? Confront them on why they won't allow Sheena to save money? I think we're going to find out that her parents are perfectly reasonable people. Is that she is too awkward and too uncomfortable to tell them truly how she feels and put her foot down, because she has crippling anxiety and or is, I don't know, whatever, feels a certain way, doesn't feel like she can tell them what she wants to do with the money. And it's probably never even said like, hey, I want to save some money to eventually meet my man. I don't think she's done any of that. I think that she just knows that it would be frowned upon to do so, and so maybe she just hasn't done it, or maybe she has a spending problem and we don't know about it. We don't know. They can go into these people's house and Molly could be ready to pounce on them, and it's just like, she only gives us $50 a month. I don't know what she's doing with the rest of the money. So, anyways, Molly's like, she's got her hooks into Forrest. I'm here to make sure that they don't take advantage of Forrest. And I'm like, well, you're here and you're making sure of that. You don't have to like be with him every single step of the way. And she's like, he doesn't trust me. And that's what I was worried about. And, they asked Sheena, the producers, like, what do you think about Molly not coming? And she's like, this is the best outcome. And now I'm a little bit like, is Sheena manipulative? Is she just, I don't think it's malicious, but I think she's somebody who just kind of like is too scared and awkward to stand up for herself and just kind of like says what she needs to say to take the heat off her back, which is a lot of people like that. I can't be friends with those people, but there are a lot of people like that. What are y'all saying? Molly is a narcissist. Oh yeah. I think you nailed it, Wah, that she says whatever makes the person in front of her happy, and she needs to learn how to make herself happy. Bridget, what are y'all talking about? Wanda Sykes is an awesome show. Oh, you all talking about completely something different. Her parents own her condo. They probably paid for her to go to school. I think her parents are middle upper class. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say that. My theory is that Sheena is on the spectrum. She is bad with money, so her parents save it for her. Okay, I'm just really interested in seeing what's going to happen. My mom moved from the OC to okay. Now y'all just talking about other stuff. I swear I'd never lived in it. Here I am. I'm gonna go to a different conversation. Here's Ramsterdam talking about Hulu. Okay. Y'all just having your own conversation. No, you're fine. You're fine. Okay. But anyway, so I'm just now interested in seeing like what's gonna happen because it's confusing. So we can let's put on our theories about what we think is gonna happen. What grown ass woman said that she's on the spectrum, and bad with money, and then own condo. Yeah, and my thing is like they were talking about charging them to stay in the condo. I don't know if that's true or not. Did she actually say that? That they were just like, well, these people are coming, and if they want to stay in the condo, they have to pay money. Is she living there by herself? But she had a bunk bed. So I don't know that she's living there by herself. I have questions. We're going to find out. Beastmaster. Hi, Beastmaster. I haven't seen you in so long. My vids. I think her parents are saving her money too. Okay, look at this. She's definitely on the spectrum. Okay. I hear it. They probably don't want him and his people to steal her money. Yeah. She says what she thinks. Yeah. Okay. Great. So we've got some good theories going on, and we'll see as the story unfolds. Don't worry, guys. We have at least 25 weeks of this. 25. Right? We have including all the tell-alls, we have at least 25 weeks. So buckle in. Buckle in. Okay, so let's move on to Scammer and Scammer. And that is Lisa and Daniel. Just so you guys are reminded of who they are. If you guys don't remember what they look like, here's them. And here's Lisa and Daniel, Scammer and Scammer. Okay. First of all, I'm so glad we haven't seen them. Thank the Lord. This has been a blissful 2 weeks without them and their awkwardness. Okay. So with Lisa and Daniel, she's like, wait, the first thing we see from her is like, hey guys, don't wear a strapless bra if you're going to be traveling for 2 days because my titties hurt. And we're like, well, me, who I don't have enough to know what that feels like to have them hangling and dangling. So I don't know how that would hurt. But I do have a friend who's quite large. She was even large in high school. And she told me that she has to sleep in a sports bra. My friend Harmony. She's the skinniest frame and like just gigantic boobies. Like E. Anyways, and so she was always like, yeah, I gotta sleep with a sports bra. Like I can't even sleep I can't go without a bra at night. And I was like, it's the best part of my day. It's taking off my brassiere. And she was like, no, the best part of my day is putting on a tight brassiere and putting on a sports bra and going to sleep. Sometimes I wear two. And I was like, I don't know that life. But anyways, Lisa knows that life. And so she's like, oh my God. And then we realize based on what she's doing is that she has the middle seat. Not the middle seat, y'all. And she says that she hasn't gotten a wink of sleep. And I said, the middle seat? I said, Lord Jesus, there's a fire. Not the middle seat? Now, I know it's necessary for some folks, but really those folks are children. The middle seat is for a tiny person. I can't sit in the middle seat. And she did economy the whole way and Spirit half of the way. She was in the US, she did Spirit to get to wherever she needed to go. And then she got on some kind of international flight and she was in the middle seat. I said, it couldn't be me. And she said that titty thing while she's in the middle seat surrounded by people because she's filming herself. Girl, I said, oh. So then we go to Daniel, and Daniel's like, today is my big day. Okay. Yes. I am so excited because I have a surprise for her. She is so great. She rented this place in Lagos because where I am staying is it's no good for tourists. But then he puts on copious amounts of oil. And I said, hey, black man, I understand. Pero why so much? Are you going to oil your feet next? And the shady ass cameraman zoomed in on it. I said, to welcome her from the airport. I was like, you don't know what you're doing. Wondering why he's putting he needs to moisturize. That's why he has on that lotion. He needs to moisturize. That's why. Girl. I said, oh Lordy. I'm like, what's the surprise? And I was like, oh my God, he's gonna propose. That's exactly what I said. So she's like, I don't want to tell Daniel everything right away. I just want to take my time and get to know him first and feel comfortable. But I promised Faith that I wouldn't get married to him while I'm there in Nigeria. She's like, I'm just so hot and sweaty. I need to freshen up. And so she goes into the bathroom, and for some reason she has her own private bathroom, which is great for her. She does her makeup, and she's like, oh my God, I hope he is not turned off by me, because when I'm at home, I'm able to set everything up and look perfect when I talk to him. I have my lighting just right, and so I'm a little insecure. And then she does something where I said, you know what, I could take some lessons and better understand what's going on here. She puts on this wig cap, okay? She puts on the wig cap and she makes sure that it's gone right over her eyes and it's just very, very secure on her face. And what's this one? Oh no. And she puts it back and she puts on the tape. But she put the tape, what looks like, on the wig cap. Now I've done tape before and I put it on my skin and I'm like, oh, you're supposed to put it on the wig cap? As many wigs as I have, I just use them for play. And then sometimes I have some real ones that I use like for drag and I have other things. But like I don't really know how to do wigs. Every time I try to do it and I glue it down and it works, and then I'm just like hot and I want to take it off. I don't know how you people live it. I have a lot of like glueless wigs that are just supposed to stay on, but they never match my lace here. And then I guess I'm supposed to dye it. Girl, it's a lot of work just to have hair. But I'm gonna have to get a wig because I'm letting my hair grow out so that I can get braids. I would like to get braids by August. And so I'm like taking my vitamins, drinking my Chinese herbal medicine, traditional Chinese medicine herbal tea for hair growth. And I'm gonna see if I can get my hair to grow. But at some point, it's gonna get on my nerves. I'm gonna have to get a wig. I'm gonna have to wear a wig a lot, or a head wrap. Anyways, TMI. So she gets there, she puts that on, she makes sure half pony up, bang, she little twirly, she makes sure she looks good, she wipes the pits, she gets the Vigi, and then she like goes out and he's like, I will wait here all day for her. I don't care. He's there with flowers, which is like better than a lot of people. Colty. He's there with flowers waiting for her, and what's this? Jumped the gun. And so he's there and he's like waiting for her, and then he sees her. She finally comes out. And he is so excited. And I was like, somebody make this a meme of him just looking at her and like put America in his eyes. Like just put like the shape of the United States in his eyeball. And then this disgusting kiss is the next thing. Like, I was like, y'all are too much. Too much. The way that they are kissing makes me think that he has never kissed an adult in his entire life. And she's like, Daniel, I got to get her voice down. She's kind of Southern. She's like, oh my God, Daniel, this is too much. You really like me? And he's just like, I love you so much, American visa ticket person. I love you. I love you so much. My mother told me to marry an American white woman, and that is why I'm here. I love you so much. This is my one and only chance to get to the US because I'm a scammer. And And I was just like, it's a lot. Ooh, ooh. As a wig connoisseur, I use wig adhesive spray. Okay. Wig adhesive spray. Thank you for that. That kiss was insane. Hi, Busola. I had to look away for that scene. I just looked at the vitamins and attempted to buy them. Oh, you guys are he put his mouth over her whole nose and everything. Hi, Tasha. This is crazy. This is like ick. I'm out. I just kidding. I'm gonna get back on that plane. Turnaround trip. Turnaround trip. So, anyways, they come out and there he has organized dancers. He's used her good money that she sends him to organize dancers to be in Legos. And I'm like, you know what? This is Daniel's one opportunity to show out and show up and show out. You guys forget, maybe you don't. There's probably a 5 to 8 person camera crew following them all throughout, following him in the Uber with him. He gets to the airport. He's waiting there. They're just recording. People are watching him. And then he has these group of folks come out and dance for her. And she's like trying to dance with them. And it is a whole mess. It is a whole mess. She's like, oh my God. And someone said, yeah. And I said, who is that liar? Who is that liar that said, yeah? Is this right? And she's like, I was like, you look like me trying to do the Dougie, to be honest. Because I don't know how to do it, and I've been trying to learn it forever. I'm not really giving it my all, but I will. No. Someone said, yeah. Who is this liar? Come forward. Come forward. This you teller of tall tales. Come forward. This man gets on one knee to propose to her. She's like, what are you doing? Oh my God, I told Faith I wouldn't marry him. And then she has this whole device where she's like, I'm not going to tell him all of everything that's going on in my life until I can trust him. Yet this man is on one knee. Huh. Whilst I was watching, I was like, well, I was going to eat her up for that. Oh my God. So, like, what is happening? Oh my God. Ramsterdam, are we putting tea tree oil and Moroccan oil in our hair for it to grow? Tea tree oil, Moroccan oil. Great, thank you. I just was like, girl, you are too much. Okay, rosemary. Great. And it is a lot. It is a lot. The kiss was a lot. It was all a lot, guys. I just didn't know what to do. It was just so much. It was just so much. It's so much happened in that little moment. And I was just like, this is all we get, but that's all we got. Now, the kiss, they played Disney music underneath it. It was like they went in, he called her an irresistible, beautiful angel. Cause she's like, are you sure? And then they hug, and it's like, that's Star Trek. It was like a Disney princess music. I was like, if we had just stripped the music, it would have just been like people yelling in the background and the sound of a busy airport. But they put like Tiana dancing with that cute Indian man music. They put on like Disney princess getting with your prince music. And I was like, this is not, yes, Harry Belafonte. I saw that you dropped that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was like, Lord have mercy. It's a far. That's never gonna leave my head. Don't worry. You'll hear it copious more times after this. You'll get sick of me. Okay, that's all I have to say about them. And so now let's move on to Jovon and Ana, which I have a picture of them. Jovon is a catfish. This is a catfish. This man does not look, he takes pictures to look different than what he actually looks like in real life. And I'm here to call it out. He does pictures like this. Like even in his like still when he's home, he's like, and I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. You look like you're a fake Y2K a thug. He looks like the kind of like boy who wore like a do-rag and a backwards hat. And then sometimes he puts on the glasses with the fitted, like he's just trying to be like cool. Do I have a hat? I do, but it's too far. He's like, one of the pictures that they showed of him was blurry. I said, not an old picture, not a blurry old picture. He's such a faker Rooney. He is such a faker Rooney. Like I'm just like, you are a liar. Everything about you is a full lie. So anyways, we start off with him driving with his delicious, delectable brothers. Okay, look at this man in the back seat. I said, okay, LaRyan. Okay, LaRyan. Did I say his name? He like, she cash crazy. You gonna have to hide from her. And then this brother was like, oh, she about to have your hell wait. She about to have your ass hell on wheels. And I said, Nick, what in the southern hell does that mean? What in the Alabama mess are you saying? She about to have your ass hell on wheels. I'm sorry. Can we she about to have your ass hell on wheels. What? What in the Mississippi madness did he just say? Quote, she about to have your ass hell on wheels. Nick, what in the world is you talking about? And look at fine ass LaRyan in the back. And then you got this fool. Look at his brothers. Look at him. I said, Jovon, if you can grow a full, luscious ginger beard, I need you to do so because these beards are, let me tell you, what they put in them. They got the rosemary and the Moroccan and the tea tree oil, okay? They the ones with the hair oil. And I'm like, are y'all Muslim? Look at him like, are y'all Muslim? Because you are given like proper Islam man with that skull cap and that beard. Now, I'm going to tell you. Like it is crazy. It is crazy. One of his pictures looked like it was from MySpace. Absolutely. It was so blurry. I was like, why did they even show us this picture? It's from 2008. Why do we have this picture here? I don't need to see what Jovon looked like in 2004. Oh my God. I want to express again how much I detest this beta red pill. Oh, we haven't got there yet, girl. We haven't got there yet. Okay. So then we move on to her and she's shopping for her means name. And then she buys these pair of shoes because he's tall. So she wants a pair of high heel shoes. And I said, those shoes are too big for you. Either you have a very narrow foot or those shoes are too big. I'm going to need you to go a half size down. Because you'll be slipping and sliding and you'll fall. This is a danger right here. Like I'm gonna, and unless her foot is just very narrow, and that's why they look like this in the shoe. But I mean, not a half size because look at the heel. The heel is not that like inward, but it's like an INWARD, not the other way it sounded. I said, but yeah, I was like, those are cute. If I were to wear those shoes because I'm a 10 and I'm tall, I would just look like I was clomping around like I have hooves. I got to be careful with chunky shoes, even though I love a chunky shoe, but I got to be careful because I'm tall and I got a big foot. So she says that she considers herself a hardworking person, but because when she married Jovon, she had to change her sleep schedule around in order to be available to him as his lawfully wedded wife. And she considers herself bubbly, and she went to school for communication because she likes to talk. And so she's like, luckily Jovon sends about $400 to $500 a month. So she's able to survive. She lives next door to her mother. Her mother owns a cute little shop. And she sits down with her mother and her mother's like, child, y'all and him have been a shit show. Girl, y'all was just fighting the other day. And it feels like he's like trying to dominate you and tell you what to do. And she's like, I know. And then she's like, Jovon said, and this is where I'm like, chef's kiss that she's able to communicate and speak English as well as she does, because she was able to truly explain to us what's going on. So what happened is they got married. And then he started listening to podcasts of like these men talk about how women should be submissive and men are made to dominate. And so he tried to like he also went out of the country to find a submissive woman because he is such a delta male. Okay. Let's just skip over beta. I know we like to say alpha, he's a beta. Nah, beta in the real world or in the like hierarchy of whatever is like the second in command. This man is not even in command at all. He's a foot soldier. Okay. He's somewhere in the middle. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, cerulean, blue. I don't know. But he's like, he in the middle somewhere towards the end. He's like right above omega. Okay. If we're going from A to Z, he is Y. Why do you exist is what he is. Why are you even here talking? He's uncomfortable in his own bloody skin. That's why he's over here trying to tell this woman 3,000 leagues away what to do. And she's like, oh, no, boo. No, I went to school and got a degree. I speak 2, probably 3 languages. I'm not going to submit to you until you can come over here and prove a reason for me to submit. And you want me to submit? And it's been 6 years and you ain't been able to come see me because you work at an old folks home? The audacity, the nerve, the gall of a gamma to say anything to her. The domestic gordita, Tejas in the house. Like, girl, I just was like, oh my God, he's just like a woman hating red pill, like nonsense boo boo head. God, I just be on TikTok watching this man talk about like women's body count. And I'm just like, you're just so inadequate. The fact that you're worried about these things and trying to control and submit and subdue women means that you just don't be settled right in your own spirit. You don't even be settled right in your own body for you to even have these lofty opinions simply because you were born with a penis. No other qualifications. Because you believe that it's somehow part of the natural hierarchy of things. I don't know why you think that we are in like the 1090s or we're in some like archaic time frame where we just came out of the like, I don't know, hunter-gatherer phase of like, I want to say a word that starts with an N. It's not Homo sapien. It's like whatever, the Homo erectus or whatever. I don't know what you think it is, but it ain't that. Okay? If it's a race to which men are doing what, you are failing. And if you want to blame the fact that there are women in the workforce now with a reason why you can't get a job or you can't get a high paying job, even if it was only men in the workforce, you would still be a delta. You would still be a gamma. You'd still be a Y. You would still be somebody at the end of the pack. You're not even at the front of the pack. Enter women, and there are 17,000 women ahead of you in line because you're okay working at an old folks home, which is like not unworthy work. But like not for a grown ass man with a wife. That's a job for like someone straight out of high school. Neanderthal, thank you. Girl, it was on the tip of my tongue. I was like, what am I trying to say? Neanderthal, thank you so much. Like, it's crazy. Hey, hard to know. Nothing says it more than a man who wants like it just nothing says insecure more than a man who has to buy into theories about what people should be and the natural order of things, when it's like there is the natural order of things is what humans are doing right now. What we are currently doing right now is the natural order of things, even though it's destroying the world, but it is the natural evolution of humans. Should we make a better choice? Absolutely. But we're not aliens to this planet. Like, we didn't get just dropped off here and just started destroying it. We evolved on this planet the way every other creature evolved on this planet. Now, I know that's a lofty thought, and people are like, well, we should stop it. And I'm like, maybe we should. I mean, we should, but we're not gonna. In every futuristic space show ever, Earth is damn near is dead and uninhabitable because we've run it to the ground, and we are natural to this plane. So like, what are you talking about? Whatever's happening currently right now is natural, good or bad. Anyways, I'll get off my box. You can disagree. But anyway, so her mom was just like, girl, this is too much. And she's like, well, I got us a time at a hotel, I mean at a resort. And the mom's like, ooh, I like that resort. um and so, she's like, she says that Jovon feels like even if she doesn't agree with something he says, that she should just be quiet and take it. And that's why I thought to myself, after seeing his brothers, if they were like Nation of Islam, like, is it also due to religion? Is there something else that is like adding this extra layer of like, woman, thou shalt submit? Girl, you don't get all the way out of my face. 60 people in the room. Go on ahead and give this video a thumbs up, you guys. Don't forget to do that. Don't forget to do that. And so anyway, she's excited when he gets there, and they're crying at the airport. He's like, don't cry, babe. Oh, and I'm like, you should be crying. Did anyone see him drop a tear? He should be crying. 6 years and you're not crying to see your wife? Mm-hmm. Then they get into the car, and she's like chatting and like so excited, and he's like, you're exactly what I thought you were gonna be, just so chatty. And I was like, red flag. Red flag on the field. First red flag. Then we get there, and she wants to like take off his shoes, and his feet stink. Now, I'm not here to tell anybody what their body odor should be, or shouldn't be, because like, some people just secrete in different areas, and also some people grow bacteria in different areas. And he's like, oh, my feet smell because I was wearing boots. And I was like, because you're wearing boots or because you don't wash between your toes? You over there taking red pills, listening to podcasts. Do you be really washing in between your toes? Do you get in? Do you wash between your toes? Because you don't look like you wash between your toes. And I'm not saying that people don't get funky and it's natural. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't believe that his is because of boots. I think it's because he doesn't wash his feet. That is what I think. And she's like, it smells really bad. And I'm like, yeah, when I used to wear hosiery going to church, and I'd be in my church shoes, non-breathable leather with nylon stockings, there's definitely an opportunity for bacteria and whatnot. But it was never insurmountable. The way this woman was like plugging her nose, it wasn't just a light funk. It wasn't just a mild corn chip. He needs to get one of them little like feet scrubbers that you put at the bottom of the tub, so that you don't have to like bend over or lift your foot up to do it. You know what I mean? You just like rub your foot in that. So that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. I'm not going to give him the benefit of the doubt at all. I will break down Jovon at any opportunity, just from him and his red pill podcast nonsense. So she's like, oh my god, I haven't had sex in 10 years, like, is it the same? Do you like what, have I been practicing my wide-footed squat? Yes, I know how to do a wide-footed squat. Like, did I do enough calisthenics? This is a big man, so like, who knows what he's got packing down below? Like, is it the same? And we haven't had sex ever, and we've not kissed. And so she's trying to like do things, and she's trying to like be there for him. And then she comes out with the most demure 90 Day Fiance sexy outfit I have ever seen. And I said, thank you so much, because we don't need to see any more. She came out with a little silk slip, and the triangles came all the way up here. They weren't low. We saw no cleavage. She came out in the most demure 90 Day Fiance lingerie set. And I said, thank you so much, because I don't need to see your cheeks. I don't need to see cheeks on 90 Day Fiance, even though they constantly want to show it to us. So she comes out, they get in the bed, they giggling, having a good time. And, probably some nosy ass producer is going to ask them next episode, how was the sex? And then we got to deal with that. So, everyone just gird your loins for next episode. All right. Next couple that we're going to talk about is Birkin and Laura. Just in case you forgot what they look like this. Birkin's lips look like, in this picture, looks like he smokes 1 pack of cigarettes a day. Anyways, so she's in the bathroom talking to producers as she flattens her hair. And she says that she felt uncomfortable. So she went and talked to him after night, and they had a good little snog fest. So they made out last night, and he admitted to her that he's not ready to have sex. And I said, every time we have an American woman going to a place where the chances of that man being Muslim, is a side Muslim, they always get there, they always talk a big game like they want to do some stuff with these girls, and these girls get there and they're like, no, I'm not going to have sex with you. And at that point, I'm going to stay at a hotel by myself because you promised me sex. Just kidding. It's his right to choose. It's his right to choose. But I need the women to know that there is a 50-50 probability that that man is going to turn around and say no to you. So you think you're about to be... hear this damn cat? You think you're about to be intimate with the love of your life. Give me... he's right here. Before he was over there. Give me this box. Give me this box, because you brought this box all the way over here to bother me with when you could have been on the other side. Okay. So he brought it. He was on the other side. And then he just brought it over here so he could crunch at it at my feet. Anyways, so what was I saying? Getting on my nerves. There's a 50-50 chance that this man's not going to want to have sex with you. And that's what's happening to her. So, of course, she's in her head about it, because I would be in my head about it. Not only has she lost weight and, she's probably going through a little bit of like visual body, like not dysmorphia, but like something similar where she like still feels like she is 140 pounds heavier. And she is like... is dating this guy who's 20 years younger. She's used to reading her like sexy smut books, and she wants this fantasy with the guy with the neck tattoo and the fucked up teeth. And so she gets there and she gets her guy with the neck tattoo and the teeth that are like doing a lot, and then he doesn't want to have sex with her. So it's like the fantasy is just like ruined. And so they make out, but that's about it. And the next day, she's decided that, they're going to go to the skin doctor, because while she's in Turkey, she might as well do things that people go to Turkey to do. And I said, you know what? Hey, I want to go to Turkey too. I want to go to Turkey so that I can get a full body checkup. I want them to check me from the top to the bottom. I want them to tell me what I could do about this hair. I want them to tell me if my insides are right. I want them to tell me if I need more vitamin D. I do. I want to do a full body like check. And that's where you can do all the stuff in Turkey. All of them are board certified, ready to take your American dollars. So I want to give it to them. And so she's like, now I'm really regretting, because I'm really conscious about her body and my body. And girl, they put her shit up on Front Street after they took pictures. No, like, she's being very brave. She let producers somehow into the little room where they're taking a picture of her tummy and the problem areas because the skin to be removed. Then they go into the medical doctor's office, and he puts it on the projector, like the computer monitor, for everyone to see. And so now Birkin gets a full shot of what loose skin after someone has lost 145 pounds looks like. And I get it. I would have been super insecure. I get it. I would have been super insecure too. But first, he has the opportunity to touch some silicone boobies, and he takes it. And he says, you can't blame the guy. And I said, you know what? I would pick it up too. I don't blame you. I would pick it up too. So she's feeling really insecure, and I'm feeling very insecure for her too. And it's like, it's very brave, and you could see it in her face. So like, bravo to our Bridget Jones. Bravo to our Bridget Jones for being so open and candid about what's going on. I mean, if you watch 1,000-Pound Sisters, you definitely seen hanging skin and you know what it looks like. But for her to go there and to have him come with her, I mean, she's like, now I'm regretting having him be there. And I was just like, yeah, girl, I'm taking no man I'm just dating to a doctor's appointment. No. She's like, I didn't think he was going to put it on the screen. And I was like, he needs to wait outside. So she comes out and she's very upset. He's like, it's very brave of you. And she's like, it's not brave. It's not. And he says something flowery in order to make up for it. But because she's like, are you uncomfortable? And he's like, I'm not uncomfortable. Like, that's just the way. Of course he's not going to be rude. And that's the thing I like about him. He's not rude. He's not rude. Because it's shocking. Especially if you've never seen it. It's shocking. And so she is like, "Thank you so much for being there for me." He's like, "You're gorgeous." And I said, Birkan, okay, for now. For now. Okay. He's like, My teeth are me. I'm not gonna get them fixed." And I was like, "No." And I know people would say the same thing about me. You know what? When I've talked about somebody's teeth before, and someone's like, "Well, look at your teeth," and I'm like, "What? Oh, because you think a gap is like something to be fixed?" No, I don't think so. Not in my opinion. Now these bottom teeth, they're about fighting each other. So I got to do something at some point. These bottom teeth are like they're getting all out of alignment. So I'm gonna need a bottom Invisalign. But I'm not gonna ever close my gap. I'm like, who is that person if I didn't have a gap? I don't even notice it. Truthfully, but I know that when I mention about teeth, that I have to be aware that there's going to be somebody out there being like, "Look at your teeth," and I'm like, "Look at my teeth, look at them." Yeah, it's crazy. I'm not gonna. People have really tried to make me feel bad about it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna feel bad about my teeth. I don't know why. Or then there's other people who are like weird, and there's like, "Oh my god, you're so beautiful." This one older gentleman was like, "You look like not Linda Hamilton." He was like, "Do you remember this old movie called American Gigolo?" And I was like, "I do not." Yeah. And he said there's a woman in it, and he's like, "You look like her," and I was like, "I don't." And I looked it up, and this is a model gigolo. This is a model. This woman is a model, and she's white. So like, I don't know how you think I look like Laura Hutton. I don't know. He's like, "She has a gap, and she's beautiful," and I was like, "Cool. She is beautiful, but I don't look like her." Anyways, so moving on to our last silly couple who just like they're so silly that all we can do is hee hee ha ha about it. It is Emma and Ziad. So speaking of Emma and Ziad, Ramsterdam, Emma was combing the streets, combing the marketplace, looking for hair oil. Nobody knew exactly what she was talking about. And finally, one place knew what she was talking about with hair oil. She wanted to get out and think about like her situation with Ziad because she said he's been like pulling away from her. So they go and take a cooking class, and he wants her to learn how to make tagine, and I want to learn how to make tagine. She's like, "This is fun. This is so fun." She's very there is something that happens with people, especially younger people who get onto reality shows, and sometimes they really want to do their best to remain a part of the reality like world. It's like Shekinah. Shekinah is one of the people who you can tell like has been trying to be on reality shows for a long time. Obviously, the Darcy twins or the Silva twins. Like there are characters who do so well on reality shows because they want to be somebody on reality shows. And Emma is one of those people. So the fact that she is, speaking of wigs, so the fact that she is like, "This is really fun, baby. Oh my God, I want to learn how to do that." The fact that she's narrating everything she's doing is because she wants to be a good reality show like star. She's probably watched copious amounts of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She's watched all the shows, okay? She's watched a few Housewives. She's definitely watched the Mormon wives, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So like she wants to be in a reality show. And so she is, "Babe, oh my God, it's so good. Tell me what she's saying, babe. Like, da, da, da. Oh my God, this is so good. I would eat that." And then now we know she eats like a bird, like she barely eats. He's like, he says to her, "Yeah, I want you to learn to cook, so you can make me breakfast." She's like, "I don't eat breakfast. I just drink coffee." And he's like, "Okay, well, lunch." She's like, "I can order you something." And he's like, "Okay." And I just like, I don't think anything wrong with it personally. Like if you don't want to cook, you don't want to cook. I don't want to cook. So offer me an opportunity to purchase an item and just send it to you. Like offer me the option of DoorDash. Um and so that's what they're talking about there. And then so she asks, "Are you going to introduce me to your family?" And he's like, "No, they're busy. They have their own life. No, no, you're not appropriate for my family. What am I going to say to them? She's like, have you introduced your other girlfriends? And he's like, no, because I'm not allowed to have girlfriends in my religion. If you did any kind of like research on who I am as a Muslim man, you would know that like I'm not allowed to like date women. I'm just not allowed to go out on dates. He's like, no, we will go out to eat outside of that. Like you don't bring someone home. There's no such thing as boyfriend and girlfriend. If you do, their parents meet. It's a whole thing. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? She's like, oh. He's like, yeah, no, I'm not. You over here with your shoulders out? You think you're gonna meet my mother? Move on. Move ahead. And he's like, I've never brought anybody home. And she's like, have you talked to any girls from Europe or America besides me? And he's like, no. And I'm just like, girl, why are you lying? I mean, boy, why are you lying? And then so they're eating the food. And he's like, you're not eating. And she's like, I am eating. She's just not eating with gusto. She's just like bird picking the meat and doing whatever. And so she's like, oh, I really like it. It's so good. And she wants to catch him in a lie. So she keeps just asking him like rapid fire questions about his social media, who he's following, why he's following them. She says that her computer's just been telling him that that he's just been following women after women. He says, I follow people because they follow me. And it's like a thing out of respect. Like somebody follows you, follow them back. And she's like, oh, so, have you been doing anything that would make you think that you're cheating on me? And he's like, I mean, like, what is she expecting to say? Yes, yeah, I am talking to this other girl. And I think that might be cheating on you. You wanna look at the text and see? So he's like, no. And he's like, okay, well, let's turn this around. Do you have a secret from me? And she's like, no. And he's like, you disappeared in the early part of our relationship. What happened there? She's like, I was going through a breakup. And he's like, oh, so you were with somebody while you were talking to me? No, I was going through a breakup. And I was going through a breakup. I wasn't with him. We were actively in the throes of breaking up. You know, like when you pull apart tissue paper, it's a slow process and it doesn't come out even and it's like not perforated. So it takes a while. That is what I was doing. That's the kind of breakup I was going through. And we already know that she's planning on telling him at some point about Muhammad and what happened. And this is the perfect opportunity to come clean. And she doesn't. And she keeps like turning it around and being like, well, that was then. It's not now. And I'm like, girl, didn't you tell us in the beginning that you're going to tell him eventually about Muhammad and how like there was some overlap and how, she's like, no, it's going through a breakup. I was like, so now you're being crazy. You want him to not be crazy, but now you are being crazy. Okay, girl, here we are. So now we're just going to watch them go through their motions and with glee. Next, we're meeting his friends. And I love the fact that the friends in Arabic are like, this hussy is not appropriate. Why does she think you're going to marry her? So stay tuned. All right, what are you guys saying? Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. 67 people in the room. I love that. I believe he is hiding something and that's why he didn't want to talk about. Oh yeah, he's definitely talking to a million other girls. There's no reason for him not to. He's bored. He doesn't want to marry. He doesn't want to marry this American. If he can entertain and talk to Americans and call them wifey and do all that stuff, and then they can come to Morocco and he can spend some time with them, that is a very fun activity before you actually marry the nice Muslim woman, the nice Moroccan Muslim woman that you're going to give your life to. Duh. These women are crazy thinking that these men want them with. No, they don't. They don't want you. The whole cast is hiding. Yeah. They don't want you. You're not Avery. You are not like every single woman who believes that the man is like, yeah, you don't have to convert for me. You do. They want a woman who is like the only person that I would say would actually be Ziad and Rebecca. Are they even still together? But Ziad and Rebecca are probably the only couple where I was like, oh, he's not practicing. He doesn't want to be embarrassed in his own home country with her having her tattoos on display. But like, he's not practicing. Every other man that we've seen is an active practicing Muslim. Or at least if they're not like going to, Jama every Friday, they still observe certain high holidays, and they're still going to maneuver in a way that makes their family proud. These women are crazy. I don't know if it's true, but I saw that Avery made 14 million off of her live sales. Well, listen. Yes. Girl, buy all the perfume and the shoes. Girl, get you some good old abayas, some beautiful hijabs. I love that. I love that for her. Oh, they're still together? Okay. Like, he's the only person that I've really felt like wasn't trying to change her. Every other one has been trying to change her. And the ones who haven't, i.e. Muhammad and Danielle, he wasn't trying to change her because he knew he wasn't going to be married to her for long. You know that's the tea. You know that's the tea 100%. He knew he wasn't going to be with her. He was like, why am I going to try to make her a Muslim woman? I don't care about her at all. Not at all. Not a second, not a moment. Don't care. So, anyways. All right, you guys. That's the end of this episode. Oh, you know what I was telling you last episode? That there is a gentleman, this guy. I found his email. His name was Enigma Quo. I don't know if you guys remember him, but like I emailed him to see if he was okay. So I emailed him and I'm like, hey, I just thought about you today. I hope you're well. So I hope he responds to me. I'll keep you updated because I'm like, oh, he did. He responded. Hey, Wah, great to hear from you. I hope you're doing well. The world is crazy right now, and all I can do is let it run its course. I stopped painting a while ago and still consider your portrait one of my best. Trying to age gently. Take care. Ah, good to hear from you too. Glad you're well. Did I tell him Happy New Year? Yeah, I did. Glad you're well. The world is wild. All the best. I'm glad that he's okay. Because I still have this in my home. So like I'm like, oh yeah, this person sent this to me. So like he didn't draw it. He painted it. He says he's not painting anymore. But this is one of a picture. I'll try to find it and I'll try to post it. But it was one of the pictures I posted on Instagram, like from a million years ago. I'm glad that he's well. That warms my heart. I was a little bit worried for a second. Anyways. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining. I hope you guys have a fantastic evening. I should have eaten an hour and a half ago, but I need to like cobble something together. I don't have any eggs. I think I might have some noodles. Noodles. All right, you guys have a fantastic evening. Thank you for joining us, especially Ramsjam. What is it like? 3 a.m. there? But anyways, thank you guys all for joining me as always. You know, I really appreciate you guys like joining back into the fray after I've been gone for 3 years and I just abandoned you to the winds. So thank you so much for being here and supporting and dealing with the ads and dealing with the 2 different lives and like whatever's happening. But I appreciate you. I'll get it together. I really want to do some like edited videos. I just need to find the time to do it and really get my life in order. So Happy New Year, y'all. It's the time to like refresh and to like I'm really hopeful because I was telling my therapist today that like the reason why New Year's to me is like a good one, like Halloween's a great holiday, but New Year's to me is a reset because almost every culture celebrates some kind of New Year's, even if it's like they celebrate spring and the like ending of the changing of the season. It's like something that like we share as humans, like an acknowledgement of a refreshing of some sort. And I enjoy that. And so it's an opportunity and I'm going to take that opportunity. So yeah. All right, you guys have a fantastic evening. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Jump in the line, rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line, rock your body on time. Shake, 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 Sonora, shake your body right. Work, work, work.